At the beginning of this week, you're actually going to become aware of someone quite cheeky and someone quite naughty and someone quite sneaky indeed. And that situation that you're going to become aware of, that person that you're going to become aware of, is going to remind you of something that happened to you like a long time ago, probably in your childhood. But most importantly, it's to do with the situation that you already have been through, but now you're just going to be gently reminded of the situation that you already have been through in your life. And that in itself, it's really going to open your eyes, and it's going to remind you of exactly what you should be paying attention to. And this is going to all lead towards you gaining an important insight. An important insight that you are going to gain, it's of course to do with your own life, but it's going to be to do with you knowing how to finish something, okay? How to finish certain part of your life that no longer serves you, and how to finish something like it's to do with like almost done and finished job. But now you will know exactly how to actually do this. So this in itself is going to be important, because you need to understand that you are going through a really, really important transition in your life. And on one hand, and one phase is coming to an end, and another phase, my gorgeous Leonie, is about to begin. And that in itself, it's really kind of first of all, it's going to make you feel like a really kind of it's going to become obvious, like what do you need to do? Do you know what I mean? But then a couple of days later, my gorgeous Leonie, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen to you. You're going to wake up in the morning and it's going to be good, and something is literally going to be on your mind from the very first thing in the morning, okay? And you know that it's a lot to do with your subconscious mind, but when we have these special sacred messages the first thing in the morning, it's coming from somewhere else. It's coming from a different dimension indeed. And the message that you are going to have, it's going to be like it's going to make you realize that you are ready for something new, that you are absolutely ready. That's how you're going to feel. You know what? I'm absolutely ready for something new. And that in itself, it's really kind of going to also kind of get you going, but at the same time it's going to kind of make you aware of the fact that you are going to need to talk with somebody somebody who you find like a little bit intimidating, and somebody who you may not necessarily like. But then at the same time, all what you're going to worry about is an important conversation that you're going to need to have after this moment in time. And why is this conversation going to be so important? Well, that particular person is going to be playing like a really huge and significant role. Not that you need like a permission from that person or anything like that, no baby, no, but for some reason the certain person is going to be highlighted who you're gonna need to have a conversation, an important conversation with. And you will see exactly what I mean, because on your mind is going to be a lot like, oh no, I'm worried that there is going to be like a certain conflict and things like that. No baby, no, it is going to be absolutely fine. There is not going to be any conflict, and something is going to happen when you kind of like realize who this person is. Because that person that you're going to need to talk to, you just need to kind of like also like you need to get a certain information from them, but you need to kind of go through that particular person in order to finalize something in your life that slowly but surely came to an end. And just remember, I already mentioned one phase of your life, it's coming to an end, and whenever there is one phase of our lives coming to an end, the new phase is about to start. So you are, by talking to that person and by realizing who this is, you are already making a really important step. You're already making an important progress here indeed. So that in itself, it's really going to surprise you, because that particular person, when you have a conversation with that person, something is really going to surprise you. And even more so, and when I say that something is going to surprise you, it's nothing to worry about. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. In fact, things are going to work in your favor, because that person who you were kind of worried about, who you are going to be worried about, it's actually going to like provide you with some kind of a gift. They're going to give you something You're going to get something through them, and this is completely going to surprise you, but it's actually going to be really good. It's actually going to be brilliant. And also at the same time, that particular person who you are going to talk to at the beginning of the week, it's also going to give you such a, like, I can say, like, basically life-changing idea, mind-blowing idea. And this idea that you're going to gain through that person, this is another thing that is going to completely surprise you. Do you see what I mean? And sometimes these things do happen in life, and normally we are facing like we see different side to people. You know, you're about to see a different side to someone, and you're gonna like it. And this happens normally when, you know, there was a lot going on in our lives, a lot was happening in our lives, so it's naturally coming to an end. And this is why we are kind of going through different experiences in our lives, especially when it comes to the certain people. We kind of go through different experience when it comes to you know, like a certain people in our lives, and then we realize different side to them. You know, we see something beyond, we see something additional that we didn't see before. And even more so, as I said, that person is actually going to give you a changing idea. And what I find really interesting about this idea is just something that was already on your mind, something that was already like part of your subconscious mind. It's so much to do with like the way you want your life to be, like, you know, like it's like where you want to get in life. How do you want to live your life? If you focus on your life right now, there are going to be like specific things that maybe you would like to change, maybe that you would like to achieve. So it's all to do with like you know, one of the greatest achievements of your life, but in terms of you living exactly the way you want to live your life. And this is absolutely brilliant. And also, my gorgeous Leonie, at the beginning of the week, you know, you are gonna have a really nice, quite delicious, lovely, surprising message, you know, about a certain aspect of your life, how much progress you've actually made. And this is a lot to do with your work, it's to do with career, but it's also to do with the things that you have been trying to achieve, with the part of your life that you put lots of energy towards. So if you're like kind of like also like maybe looking for work, it's to do with that. If you're working, it's to do with that. If you're retired, you know, then it's to do with the part of your life that you've put so much like kind of energy towards. And this message that you're going to have, it's really going to surprise you in the best possible way. And I say surprising message because there's so many elements about that message, around that message, that you did not expect at this moment in your life. You were expecting this, but there is something very delicious coming with it as well, like a new stage, which is going to be absolutely impossible for you not to go on. You know, it's like going to be absolutely impossible. So it's not only about something happening much sooner when it comes to the progress in your life, the specific progress, but at the same time, a really delicious options you are going to find there, which is going to start changing so much in your life in the best possible way, especially in terms of you feeling almost immediately kind of optimistic at this moment in time, rather victorious at this moment in time. And it's also to do with a certain justice as well, that you are going to feel like lots of elements of justice when it comes to here, but it's all going to boil down towards you realizing like, oh my God, I'm making progress with this part of my life like so much, and this is going to be needed from you to put to a number one. You know, what you're doing right now, this needs to be the actual number one in terms of like what would be the next step, what would be the next stage, you know, where you can kind of where this can kind of unfold towards, you know, after this moment in time. So it's all about you making a progress, and when it comes to your expansion, but also you need to understand that, you know, there is some kind of like a plan, that there is some kind of plan that you really have to again kind of stick to at this moment in time. This is important for you to understand, because over the last few within the next a few months, a lot is going to be going on, a lot is going to be happening in the best possible way. There are going to be like kind of all sorts of opportunities. Karmically, you deserve this, and you can just go for anything you feel like you want to go, but you need to understand that there is going to be a little challenge within the next few weeks again, where there is a kind of, you have to understand that that challenge is going to maybe overshadow this a little bit. That challenge that you're going to have, it's going to come in the form of the actual opportunity, but something is going to feel too good and something is going to seem too good to be true. So this is why there is going to be like a little challenge, and this is why you just need to like commit yourself to this right now, because that challenge that you are going to have within the next few weeks is going to come in the form of an opportunity, but then at the same time that opportunity is something is going to seem like too good to be true. You know what I mean? It's like, no baby, no, just follow your intuition, my gorgeous Leone. I said this so many times. No matter what, we're very important stage of your life indeed. And also, when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Leone, what I want to say to you that, you know, at around the midweek, you are going to be like surrounded by the certain people or a certain group of people, and maybe there will be just a couple of people that you are going to be surrounded by at around the midweek. And I'm finding this really interesting because something is completely going to happen like absolutely unplanned here whatsoever. And especially when it comes to you, like being a part of like some kind of like a teamwork or like some kind of collaboration, and through that you are going to be kind of you will realize that each person is playing a vital role, which is going to be important, but most importantly you are going to realize some kind of skills about yourself. Something is going to inspire you so much. So it's all about you being surrounded by the certain people, a group of people where you will know like everybody has got their own function, like when it comes to this stage of your life. But at the same time you are going to be inspired, you're going to be so impressed by someone or something, and that in itself is going to make you aware of like some kind of skills that are going to be highlighted that you already have. And you need to understand this is more important than you could possibly understand. The skills that you are going to recognize, it's just like kind of like it's a more like kind of inspiration about you doing something that you know that you're really good at. You see, it's more like your skills kind of being confirmed and being highlighted at this stage of your life. But what you need to understand that the same skills are part of your spiritual journey. It's the part of your soul purpose. This is going to bring you an ultimate success when it comes to so many different elements of your life. This is going to make you feel so proud of yourself like you've never been proud before, and the people in your life are going to feel so proud about you as well. This is part of an absolutely big mama, massive picture here indeed. So this you can consider, my gorgeous Leone, like you are about to find yourself on a fresh start, you know. And I'm telling you, so many elements of you being spontaneous, you know, but at the same time, you know, you are gonna become aware of an absolutely mind-blowing potential. It's all gonna lead towards a mind-blowing potential, and someone who's so close to you, a very important person in your life, it's actually gonna kind of make you aware of an additional information about the skills, you know, that you're going to realize, and especially about this kind of like a absolutely mind-blowing potential. Somebody who means to you so much, somebody very close to you, like a family member or a friend. It's actually going to be playing an important role when it comes to you kind of realizing this. Somebody who you really trust, and that in itself, it's really going to, oh my god, it's just going to be like connected to the last little piece of information that you actually need. Because normally you would almost have a bit of like a mental conflict with yourself, but now you're not going to. You are going to be facing like a little bit of a difficult choice here, because you're going to need to weigh on things a little bit, you know, in order to kind of see what is taking priority, what is like kind of more important than this stage. But then at the same time, you know, one stage of your life is coming to an end, the new stage is about to start. So you know the priorities are indeed changing. Even the plant is saying, hello my darling. Sorry, your priorities are changing. So this is brilliant. So when it comes to you facing like a bit of a difficult choice, what you need to remember is you you just need to kind of like, this is all about you weighing on certain issues in your life. It's having your emotions in check at the same time by being as neutral as you possibly can. And what you need to also remember that you are living the part, by doing this, you're living the part of your life that made you feel and makes you feel rather unhappy. And this is the truth. And this is what you need to know. And this is what you need to pay attention to. And this is what you need to think about, my gorgeous Leone, that this is something that you need to do, because it's at the same time going to make you naturally to drift away from those things that became like a really pretty much so an unhealthy and very negative attachment in your life, because they karmically came to an end. So you will see how one thing after another is going to start happening after this moment in time. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leone, what is actually going to be really important is that you are going to feel the need to take like a little break and recharge a little bit. And I think that this is so important, especially when it comes to the actual 21st, 22nd and 23rd of October. 21st, 22nd and 23rd. 21st, 22nd and 23rd. But 22nd and 23rd, especially 22nd and 23rd, within these 3 days or within these 2 days, you're gonna feel the need like, oh my God, like you're gonna feel the need like you are kind of drifting into a hermit mode. You're gonna feel the need to be just by yourself just a little bit, which is nothing bad, which is nothing negative. When you feel the need to be by yourself, you know, maybe you will want to kind of be in the forest by yourself. Maybe you will want to go for a walk within the forest by yourself. Maybe you will want to kind of like meditate by yourself. Maybe you will want to be in your home by yourself. However, it is an important time, an important stage, because on one hand you are going to have a very interesting hermit mode, very powerful hermit mode. And I'm going to explain this. When hermit modes happen, you know why it's so significant, because we get in touch with ourselves on a completely on a completely different level, and that in itself puts you in touch with your soul. And then your soul is guiding you, your soul is speaking to you, your spirit is guiding you, and that in itself is providing you with the exact choice what you should be paying attention to. Because when you feel this a bit of a hermit moment, at the same time, this is your sign, my gorgeous Leone, that you do need to basically just take a little break and recharge, because you need to clear your head. This is your recovery period for your own reflection, but also it's going to help you with the mental preparation apart for what is actually to come. But apart from that, it's going to really kind of, something is going to come to the surface. So whenever this hermit mode starts, you're going to become aware of something, like something very, very interesting. And look at this, I will show you, my gorgeous Leone. When it comes to that hermit mode, okay, when you feel like, and you will know when this is, because as I said, you're gonna feel like you want to be by yourself, but at the same time, this is so neat. This is also such a great sign, you know, for you to understand that you need to take just a little bit of a time out, okay, because it is going to help you with your own rejuvenation. And when I say that you need to take just a time out, it can be like few hours, you know what I mean? It really depends on your spiritual journey, or it can be a whole day, or it can be a couple of days. It really depends. But this hermit mode is really going to make you, oh, look at this. This hermit mode, it's really at the same time going to like give you such an interesting realization, and that realization that you are going to have, it's gonna give you so much confidence. You see this? So much confidence when it comes to you still kind of doubting yourself about the specific things, the way you're gonna start them and how you're gonna do them. Because what is gonna bother you quite a lot, something is gonna worry you so much when you have this hermit mode, you know, something is going to be you're going to be worrying about something really specific, and what specific you think you're going to be worrying about, it's like pretty much so to do with the start, how you can start something, how you can begin something. There is going to be so much on your mind, purely because a lot is going to be happening throughout this week. But when you have this hermit mode, you know, you are gonna gain a confidence. You are gonna be able to connect to the, like, pretty much so, to the near part, quite close part of your near future. But you're not gonna be able to understand this. But you're not gonna be able to understand exactly how you're gonna do it. But the things are gonna become very colorful and very vivid in terms of your psychic vibration and energy. So naturally, you're gonna feel such a lovely shift and pull, which is gonna really project all this energy on you in order to make the necessary step. So you're still gonna be worrying. So do you know what I mean? How you're gonna do something so important to you at around the end of the week. But this hermit mode is really going to give you the strength. And I'll show you what this is in a second. And also, where this hermit mode, look at this, my gorgeous Leonie, where this hermit mode is going to lead. You look, just you becoming very brave. You see this baby here? So that hermit mode is just sometimes this is exactly what we need to spend a little bit of time on our own, by ourselves. And then this is all not going to give you the confidence and strength and power, but also it's to do with making like a really important, brave and necessary step. And that necessary step, it's a lot to do with your own independence, indeed, with so many different aspects of your life, but the bravery is needed. Okay, so you see how important this is going to be. And on another hand, this card that I was going to show you before is the Queen of Cups. You see this gorgeous Queen of Cups. This is also going to be somebody who is like, after that, couple of days after that moment in time, there is going to be really beautiful woman, a really beautiful person, very down to earth, very spiritual, very kind of emotional, very powerful in so many different ways. But that woman is going to play a really important role when it comes to you being inspired. So one particular figure in your life, really beautiful person, and this is someone who is indeed in your life. This is someone who is connected to you, who is going to really inspire you. And I'm talking about someone who is like kind of very practical in so many different ways, but at the same time as somebody who's like a really down to earth. That specific person is not going to give you an advice, is not going to tell you what to do, but through her you're gonna understand that something about like luck always changes, but through her you're gonna understand that your luck is changing right now, but it's changing for the better. Okay, so of course that this is going to be so important. So through that particular person, you're also going to realize that you are about to have a turning point, and even more so, you will decide to go with the flow and accept this. You see what an amazing situation is going to happen, and this is exactly what I always say to you and to everybody, how important people are in our lives. So this is all gonna boil down towards you like, oh my God, knowing exactly by the end of the week how to transform your ideas, you know, and goals into reality. But at the same time, it's more about the confidence than anything else, because you're gonna realize that you've got absolutely everything you need. You know, before you were finding this really challenging because, you know why? Because at the same time you didn't kind of have this different perspective, but now this is all bringing you a completely different perspective, which is going to make you aware of exactly which adjustment you need to make in order to do all this. So it's about the sacrifice, you know, something is going to make you, you know, you're going to become aware of that a certain stage of your life literally coming to an end, and now that is going to play an absolutely giant role here when it comes to you making that step, my gorgeous Leonie, that I'm talking about here indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.